Oh man, I can't wait to play some kind of cool game right now. It's been a while. Really? You too, Flash? I just can't accept that, Flash. You gotta get off. Now, Captain Cold, now you're encouraging him. Ooh. Hello folks, welcome to RETROactive, and today we're covering a brand new IP by Guerrilla Games, the creators of the first-person shooter Killzone Horizon Zero Dawn, an IP that's had every reason to fail. So let's jump into it with...
Well, talk about a game to be intrigued about. This game had me asking, what the hell, since I first seen footage of the game. Robotic dinosaurs? Tribe like humans? What happened to humanity? And that's the journey I set out on when I started playing this game. And in the story aspect, this game is solid as hell. With great characters with their own personalities, tribes that have regressed to primal traditions, and a concept that makes you want to know more and more, the story by far is the strongest aspect of the game. And with a compelling character who is interesting, intriguing, and acts like a real human in her rationale, Aloy is a protagonist that you just want to root for. And the voice acting for her, done by Ashley Birch of the YouTube series Hey Ash, What You Playin'?
I am the gravity ghost. I will defeat you, Bill Murray.
You can't read, can you?
Really reminds you that she's human, smart, and vulnerable, but powers through everything thrown her way with a confidence and swagger that isn't cocky in the slightest, but more a testament to her personal willpower when she fells giant robots and takes out groups of enemies with ease. As for what is happening and why Zoids are walking around, I can't give too much away without ruining the game, but I will tell you that the adventure you set out on is to simply learn why. Why is the world this way? Why do people act the way they do? And why is Aloy so special? And all these questions will be answered. And since the story is something to experience on your own, avoid spoilers if you want to play this game. Graphically, the game is simply beautiful. The surrounding world is full of jungles, swamps, deserts, and snow-capped mountains. The general geography is actually based off of a real city in the States, which I will leave up to you to discover. There's even a night and day cycle and a weather cycle that can make fighting machines even more difficult. Character models, if you're a main character, are actually really nice. Some speak with the sides of their mouths, their teeth aren't perfectly straight on both sides, and the voice syncing with their mouth movements are very impressive, especially Aloy. But if you're a side character, they tend to suffer from robot jaw, where they move their mouths, but the animation is just too jerky. Enemy AI ranges from impressive to formidable, to just plain dumb at times. Human enemies on one hand are dumb. You can snipe an ally from the bushes, they'll walk up, exclaim, "Someone is dead," and then proclaim, "Oh well," and go about their day. And that is verbatim an event that happened on several occasions to me. But honestly, fighting the machines is where it's at in this game. Machines are vicious, unrelenting, and clearly know they can easily murder you. Thus fighting them is more of a battle in active strategy, where you need to keep moving, laying traps, making ammo, and planning an attack while in the midst of battle. You have to learn their weak points, their attack patterns, and even use the environment to your advantage. The gameplay style is a mixed bag of various third-person elements. Your free running is pretty much the standard games like Assassin's Creed. The machine fighting and horse riding mechanics are very much like Witcher 3 in style. And the bow and stealth mechanics just scream Tomb Raider to me, but honestly, that isn't bad. This game uses elements in a way that make them flow very well. And honestly, like I said, I didn't even buy the game for its gameplay, but for the story. That isn't to say that it doesn't have its collectathon challenges, but they're completely optional, but since I liked the game so much, I beat it 100% without even really realizing it, because I loved the world it was set in. And lastly, the various weapons you get to use are very fun to learn. You get to use 3 separate bows, the Hunter, War, and Sharpshot bows. You have the Blast Sling, which is basically a slingshot that shoots grenades, the Tripcaster used for laying tripwires, the Ropecaster for tying down enemies, the Rattler, which is essentially a burst fire crossbow, and the Sonic Blaster, used for stunning robots and ripping off their armor. And honestly, even with a max level with a full armory of weapons and good armor, you'll still have to master most of this in order to quote-unquote get good at the game.
So there you have it, Horizon Zero Dawn, a new game, a new IP that had every reason to fail. But Guerrilla Studios made sure to take 6 years to develop this game to make sure the game, characters, and story were perfect enough for us players to experience. And in a market that's adopted a release it broken, fix it later mentality, it's great to see that, and I salute Guerrilla Studios for actually doing that. So, honestly, go buy the game. That's basically my review of it. The game is a finished product, and it is something that we don't get enough. And not only is it a finished product, it's a good finished product. So, I hope this has been informative. And with that being said, folks, I will see you guys on the other side. So, with that being said, folks, I will leave the Flash to end the show. Bye.